I returned from a short weekend trip and immediately knew something was wrong. The space beside my driveway where my old F-150 always sat was empty. No broken glass, no tire marks, just a clean curb and a bright yellow notice taped neatly to a post. Vehicle removed for violating HOA parking rules. That single word stood out. Violating. The problem was, I didn't live in their gated community. My property sat just outside their boundary line. 2 acres of land, gravel driveway, no HOA membership, no rules to follow. But my driveway ran alongside their clubhouse parking lot, and apparently the sight of my aging truck offended someone. So instead of calling me, instead of knocking on my door, they had it towed. I dialed the number on the notice. The towing company told me the order came straight from the HOA president. To get my truck back, I needed to bring $1,200 in cash, no exceptions. I paid it, but the anger stayed with me the entire drive home. That truck wasn't just transportation. It was the last thing my father and I worked on together before he passed. Every dent came from a story. Every repair had his fingerprints on it. It wasn't pretty, but it was ours, and they treated it like trash. That night I walked past their clubhouse lot. Bright lights, perfect rows of polished SUVs, everything neat and controlled. That's when I remembered something my grandfather used to talk about. Years ago, when the neighborhood was first built, the county allowed the HOA temporary use of a small parcel of land so they could expand their parking, but ownership never changed. The paperwork was never finalized, and that corner of land had stayed in my family's name. I went home and dug through my files. There it was, the deed. Old, but valid. The next morning, I went straight to the county office. I filed the documents to revoke access. 30 days later, it was approved. No drama, no debate. Legally, the parking lot was sitting on my land. That Friday evening after the last car left, I hired a crew. Fencing, posts, signs. By sunrise, the entire lot was enclosed. Every sign said the same thing. Private property, no parking. Vehicles subject to towing. Saturday morning was chaos. Residents had nowhere to park. Guests circled the block. Events at the clubhouse stalled. Phones started ringing. The HOA president called, furious. He said I had no right to do this. I calmly told him I had every right, and I would keep the lot closed until I was reimbursed for the tow, plus damages for harassment. They threatened legal action. I reminded them they were the ones who built on land they didn't own. By the end of the week, they gave up. They wrote me a check for $10,000, nearly 10 times what they charged me. They asked if they could lease the lot long term. I said no. Instead, I turned it into my own space, a gravel yard, room for my truck, my trailer, my equipment. Now, every time the HOA board drives past, they see exactly what happens when power gets mistaken for ownership.